All right, my friends, it's Kate here with the Mom Boss Mentor, and today I have a very special guest, a doctor, actually, as our guest. So, Dr. Patricia is joining us from Arizona, and I'm really excited for us to get to know you and your story. So, want to tell us just like short, brief, what you were doing and what you're doing now, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper.
Sure. Yeah. So, hi, everyone. And Katie, thank you so much for having me. I'm an integrative women's health expert, which means I use all forms of medicine, East, West, spirituality to make sure you're thriving in all areas of your life. So prior to setting up my own integrative wellness center, Thrive Life Center, I was working in corporate medicine America, in which that means it's hospital medicine, ICU, emergency room, primary care. And I just found that working in corporate medicine didn't give us the time and enough tools to get to the root cause,
Yes.
to get to why you're feeling what you're feeling. And so there's that big gap that I feel like was not serving a lot of women out there. Um, yeah, so that's kind of my
Oh my gosh, I'm like
yeah.
even more excited now to talk to you. Something, we're researching a lot about actually in my company about, women's health and how like 49% of the population is a woman and
Mhm.
the 51% happy wife, happy life. So if we can help women with their issues and their health and wellness, I mean, that helps like everybody. So,
Right.
okay.
Yes.
So I love this. So what took you from corporate medical or corporate medicine, if you will, to
Mhm.
opening your own practice? Like what was the moment or the catalyst to say, I can't do this anymore. I need to do it differently. I need to have more time with my customers or my clients.
Right. So two main reasons. First was I come from a family of non-doctors. My father was a lawyer. Many others were teachers, so non-medical. And I saw how much they feared to go to the doctor's office and how much they felt minimized about their symptoms. And the only way to treat you was through pharmaceutical.
Yes.
And so what ended happening was my father didn't feel safe going to the doctors, and he essentially got a stroke and now bedbound and just not thriving. But what really pushed me to, I wish like there was a doctor who could give him what he wanted to hear, is things like food as medicine, things as like mindset, purpose, bridging that, for a lot of women who's listening, that you are the blueprint of your business, your mindset, your hormones, your passion, your libido, that shows up also in your business. And so if they only had a provider that can give them the framework of a thriving life, I mean, that would have been amazing. And I didn't see that elsewhere until I got pregnant and I tried to do the integrative medicine in, corporate medicine. And again, that 15 minutes was not enough. And my daughter could not take the bottle. So she was exclusively breastfed. So my 6-month maternity leave turned into a resignation. And so this was at the back of my mind, like I wish there was just a system that could create, it's fully integrative, spend time with patients, did the bridge of mind body medicine. And so my daughter kind of pushed me into finally having the courage of setting up my own, because I wanted to be, well, I wanted to have it all,
Me too.
hands-on full-time mom,
Yeah.
and still do my mission, my purpose,
Mhm.
which is root cause and get you a thriving life beyond surviving.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. I I love that your daughter, not only was she a gift, but she gave
Yes.
a huge gift, and the gift that
Yes.
you have been able to pay forward to so many women, that you serve. So now let's talk about like that transition to being your own boss, like resigning. That's a huge thing,
Mhm.
right? It's
Mhm.
like a holy crap.
Right.
you
Right.
know, what am I doing? So, what
Mhm.
did that path look like to start your business? And I would love to then touch on, now how are you thriving as your own business owner?
Yes. My brain is very systematic. So I made sure I had a mentor how to do it the right way. I made sure I set my goals that I am the framework of how it should look like, not kind of recreating the burnout and the stress around corporate medicine. So, um, yeah, so that was the kind of the beginning, and making sure what was the like imposter syndrome coming up. And when we tend to overcomplicate when we're in the startup, but actually like the fundamentals in business is really simple. No, you just do it.
You know, it's so true because so many people overcomplicate it. And honestly, if you just take action and every
Right.
day take action towards your purpose that is going
Mhm.
to help and serve others, like if that's
Right.
honestly, if you can strip it down just to that, I mean, people are going to have success. The challenge
Right.
is you try to make it look perfect for you to look perfect. But
Yes.
really, honestly, if you just keep focused on who you serve,
Yes.
I feel like people, and most of us on our podcast, like that's our place of service, right? If you come from a place of
Right.
service, you have a success.
Yes. Yes.
So
It's
I love that. Yeah. Okay. So now tell us tell us how it's going because that's what people want to know.
yeah, I mean it's going really well because I've also really embodied the alignment of who when I finally figured this out energetically and really trusted my gut, who and what to say no to.
Mhm.
Then you open the door to who you really want to say yes to. And at the same time, you open the door to those people who want to say really yes to you, who are ready to do the work,
Mhm.
right? And so, kind of that loving boundary, because sometimes we get into business wanting to serve everyone because our hearts is in service. But the truth is, you'll serve more better when you know who not to serve.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Make sure everyone just got that because that was a huge mic drop moment. And a lot of times people use the word niche, but I feel like
Mhm.
you've narrowed it down even further. It's like a niche of who you're serving to, so that you can say no to. I've never heard
Right.
anybody ever say it that way. So thank you for sharing
Yes.
the nugget because I think
Yeah.
you hit it on the head. So okay, so
Mhm.
I love that. So what advice would you have for someone who's like maybe in corporate? In knowing that they need to make a shift, but scared.
Mhm. So scared is, from a nervous system standpoint, will potentially get you stuck. It's hard to move forward when you're scared.
Mhm.
And so neurochemically, it will take a lot of effort to get to that goal. No, so the first step is how can you make it enjoyable? How can you make it like you're planning a children's party? So
Mm,
from a nervous system standpoint, your vision now is something that is, ooh, that's pleasurable. I want to do that.
mm,
So you know how when we tell our children, or we're gonna have a party,
mhm,
right? We tell them the good stuff. We tell them we're going to have cake, we're going to have balloons, we're going to have X, Y, and Z. But the back end of the story, we don't tell our children we need to clean the house, we
mhm,
need to save the budget. So, usually when we're scared, we're thinking of the back end work only.
mhm,
And so it's so hard to move forward that way. So when I coach my clients, no, I tell them, like, make sure you know what you're going towards, and in a celebration mode, so that from a nervous system standpoint, you don't need to power through.
Right.
Like, you're actually looking forward to go that step 1, step 2, step 3, because you're very clear why. And you come from a space of like pleasure, joy, purpose. And when you align with that frequency, oh, it's like reflex. Your nervous system will support you. Neurochemically, it will support you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. So, I don't want to keep it too long because we do try to keep it short. So, what if somebody's like, this is brilliant. I also need to talk to you about what you're up to because like they've got issues in themselves, or where can they find you, and what can they expect if they were to connect with you?
Yay. Thank you for asking. So for those who are interested in, having a balanced life, a vibrant life, hormonally balanced, and that you can show up in your business the best way, I'm hosting a free healing retreat this November 9 to 11. And they can visit me at thrivewithdrpatricia.com. I coach globally for women who wants to align with their purpose and thriving in all areas of their life, mind, body, spirit. And I have a free Facebook group, The Thriving Woman, so if they want to connect with me.
All right. Well, we'll make sure we have those links in the comments as well, and your social media so they can follow you. And I just really, really appreciate your time because I think one, you have shown like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, a doctor? Why would a doctor ever leave?" Right? Like you're probably doing really good. Why are you going to start your own thing? And here you said, you're now thriving. You're able to serve people on such a higher level,
Mhm.
and you're able to serve the people who you can make the greatest impact on. So thank you for sharing your gifts, being brave enough to make that shift, and then also say that you can be, a successful doctor and a mom, a happy
Yes.
mom. So I just love that so, so much. And you exude radiance. For anyone that's listening to the podcast, you can go to the YouTube channel and see her beautiful face and her thriving self, because honestly, I just love it. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, doctor.
Thank you, Katie, for having me.
You're welcome.